Well, glory be and mercy me, we've done it yet again. Here we are, daily walks through the graveyard with probably one of the more important videos I think that I'm going to be doing in the next little while. The title of this one, Justin Trudeau's Nazi Collaboration and Pedophilia. We have a tendency to forgive the leader of our country, Justin Trudeau, for his malfeasance. On the small scale, right, you're looking at things like the Wee scandal, right? We don't really care about the Wee scandal. We sort of assume that kind of low-level corruption amongst our politicians, right? But then Justin Trudeau came out in front of us in blackface. Remember that? When Justin Trudeau came out in front of us singing Zippity-Doo-Dah, singing Deo, wearing blackface. Oh, here comes the wind. Here comes the wind. Wearing blackface right in front of the nation, and we all decided to put him where he wanted to be, which is in a minority, right? And so, from there, he's been trying to work up, trying to claw up, and we keep just forgiving him for his many malfeasances. Well, now, in the last couple of weeks, it has come out that Justin Trudeau's Liberals have not only have they given weapons and training through the military to Ukrainian neo-Nazi groups, they also, Justin Trudeau has also been outed by the pilot of Jeffery Epstein's pedophile sex ring. The pilot has outed Justin Trudeau as being a part of it. Justin Trudeau was on those flights. Justin Trudeau was going to those islands. So we literally have a prime minister who is giving support and aid and weaponry and training to neo-Nazis. The Azov Battalion in Ukraine, the Azov Battalion itself has confirmed this. The Ottawa Citizen itself has confirmed this. The Canadian military itself has confirmed this. That they didn't want anybody to know that their primary concern when they were giving weapons and money and aid and training to neo-Nazi groups, their primary concern was that the Canadian citizenry would find out. Well, here we go. Our media's not really reporting on it, right? Maybe they'll do a one-liner on page 53, paragraph 82, right? They're certainly not going to do interviews. We're not going to see Steve Paikin and the Agenda talking about it, right? Not going to see big CBC interviews. Not going to bother talking about any of that, because that's what the media does, right? The media exists to cover for the corporate power sector, and Nazi collaborator looks really bad. I haven't even begun talking about Chrystia Freeland and her Nazi collaborating grandfather, who she admires and says she is proud of, right? But now it's even worse, because now we've got Justin Trudeau on the flights in Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile sex island, right? And we're just going to forgive him again, it looks like, if we even find out about it, even if we learn about it, right? Like, this guy can apparently do anything he wants, right? If this guy was your friend's boyfriend, right? Or your daughter's boyfriend, right? What would you begin to think of your friend or your daughter? What would you begin to think of this person who is allowing a Nazi collaborating pedophile who dresses in blackface to continue persisting in their life, right? That if any other person had have put blackface on and come out in front of the nation, we would have demanded their resignation, which is exactly what happens to other people. And certainly if they came out as a Nazi collaborator and a pedophile, you would demand their resignation. But we don't. Why? Not that it would matter in the case of the Liberal Party if Justin Trudeau actually did resign, because Chrystia Freeland's right behind him, and Chrystia Freeland is just as in with the Nazi propaganda, just as in with the Nazi collaboration, just as all in on all of that, right? She was the foreign affairs minister when that went down. She knew it was happening, right? And she's proud of her Nazi collaborating grandfather, so wouldn't be surprised. What are we to begin saying about a people who allow this to continue? What do we say about a nation that knows its leadership is collaborating with the darkest forces that exist in the society? Am I genuinely to a point now? Am I genuinely to a point now where I actually do need to start explaining to people why Nazism and pedophilia are bad? Is this how morally degraded we've become? Is this how dark and duplicitous our society has become? That people actually need to stand up and say, Nazis are bad. Pedophiles are bad. And do we actually have to give the reasons? Nazis are bad because their ideology is one of death and destruction. They say there is a minority group we want to exterminate. And then they pursue that path and then do it. We've seen it. The icons of Nazism, Hitler, Goebbels, Rommel, these guys were explicit genocidal maniacs who campaigned and ran while saying they were going to exterminate people. Nazism is bad. And if you give money and support to Nazis who have the express and explicit desire to kill people in your society just because of their race, creed, or orientation, then you are a Nazi collaborator among the most dark and sinister people who have ever walked the plane of existence. Pedophilia is a form of rape. You are raping children. Children cannot consent to sexual acts, especially if you have kidnapped them and stolen them away to an island where they have to stay, and you don't permit them to go back to their friends and their families. This is what was happening on Jeffery Epstein's island, and Justin Trudeau went there, according to the pilot. We're still voting for this, eh? We're still voting for these liberals, eh? Weird. If you are still voting liberal, then you know the answer to that question that we all asked ourselves when we were kids learning about the Nazis. Oh, what would you have done in Hitler's Germany? Like, what would you have done? We all know what we would have done. We all know. You would have voted for it. That's what you would have done. You would have voted for it. You would have gone into a ballot booth and you would have said, Hitler! That's what you would have done. We know that that's the truth because that's exactly what you're fucking doing. We are a fallen and lost civilization. We have all of the evidence directly in front of our faces. We can see it for what it is. We know what it is. And we're choosing to do it anyway. We're choosing to do it anyway. With all of the dark consequences, with all of the malicious feedback, with all of the degradation, the death, and the evil that it will unleash, we're deciding to do it anyway. And for what? So that a couple of floofy-haired idiots can have sex with children? It's no wonder people are rebelling. It's no wonder. Well, this will be the end of this video, guys. It's too goddamn windy. If you've made it to this point, like, share, subscribe. We got to be supporting leftist voices. God knows the corporate media is not going to report on this shit. God knows. Always remember, you are a quantum being standing around in quantum energy. These billionaires are spending hundreds of billions of dollars so you never realize it. Because then you might understand that you're their equal and they can't enslave you easily if that's how you think. Don't let them. Rebel, revolt, repent. Good luck. We're gonna need it.